Hey guys, Dylan here, Hamilton Sons Property Maintenance. We are getting the leaf vacuum fired up for the first time today. Still have to put the battery in it. It's been on charge in storage all winter. I just wanted to go over my process I go through in the fall before I store the engines to show you what a properly stored engine will do in the spring. Because if you're a homeowner, a lot of you're done with your lawnmowers, your leaf blowers for the year, you stick it in the shed, winter comes and goes, you go out in the spring, and it doesn't want to fire up. It's a pain in the butt. You either have to go get it worked on, bring it into a mechanic, or a lot of times after 1 or 2 years, you just get rid of it and buy a new one. Well, that gets expensive, and it's actually really simple to store engines over the winter, and same with your snowblower for the summer. Same process for both, and I'll show you what I do. So first, I add this fuel stabilizer. This is a particular brand is MotoMaster. It's a Canadian Tire brand. No affiliates with them. That's what I've always used, and it's always worked for me. So you add this according to the specs on the back into your gas tank. Now once that's added in, I fire up the engine. I run the engine for 2, 3, 4 minutes until you can smell the exhaust is just slightly different once this is through the system into the carb and being burnt. And you want to get that all the way through the system. You don't just want to dump it in the tank and away you go. You want it through the fuel lines, through the carb, and in the entire fuel system. And that will preserve your fuel over the winter. Once that's through, I shut the engine down, give it a little while, 20-30 minutes to cool down. Then I take the spark plug out and I spray engine storage spray, or fogging oil is another name for it. And again, MotoMaster. It's just what I've always used. It's always worked great for me. So you take the spark plug out, spray the engine storage spray in the cylinder, put the spark plug back in. Now a key important step here is do not plug the spark plug back in. Leave the wire off and then crank it over a couple times. If it's a pull start, pull it 2 or 3 times, and that gets the oil lubricated all through the cylinder, and it stops it from rusting, and it makes it much nicer to start in the spring. You want it fully coated on the whole inside of the cylinder and the spark plug. Now that being said, keep in mind when you fire it up in the spring, like you'll see here in a few minutes, it's going to puff a little bit of smoke because it has oil in the cylinder and on the spark plug. That's normal. After I put the stabilizer in the fuel, spray the engine storage spray into the spark plug, then if it has a battery, I take the battery out into my home, somewhere warm where it stays above 0, and I just put it on a trickle charge for the winter. Maybe 2.5 amp. Every couple of days it'll kick on, just top up the battery and shut off. It just keeps them maintained, keeps the life of the battery up, keeps the health of the battery up, and you're not going to have to replace it as often. So that's what I do to all my engines. I did that to this in the fall. We haven't put the battery in. You're going to watch me put that in and watch me fire it up for the first time. And you'll see how a properly stored engine fires up like that, nice and easy. You don't have to have it worked on. You don't have to pull and pull and pull and make up all kinds of new curse words because you're just that frustrated. So I'll get the battery in and then we'll fire it up. So there we have the battery in. It's in a bit of a tight spot back here, kind of a pain in the butt. As you notice, the dump bed is up. Because of this, you have to have this up out of the way to be able to get the battery in. Even then, it's still tight. So we'll put this back down. It's ready to go. So we'll get the key here. And like I said before, this is the first time firing it up since the fall. But with proper winter storage techniques, I'm confident that it's going to fire right up. We'll give it full throttle, hold the choke. And that's how simple it is. Like I mentioned earlier, there's that little puff of smoke at the start. That's just the oil burning out of the cylinder. It's ready to go. We're ready for spring. Now follow those exact same steps for your engine and you can fire it up that easily in the spring as well. Or your snowblower in the fall when you're ready to get it out. Now with the proper routine of fuel stabilizer and engine storage spray, every gasoline engine you have that you use seasonally can fire up just that easy. Thanks for watching, guys. If that helped at all, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for following along.